Welcome back to the Journal of a Happy, Successful Leader. I'm Natalie Potts. Be open-minded, be yourself, and believe you have everything within you to achieve everything you want in life. Today I'm going to kind of go through the reason why I picked the title, The Journal of a Happy, Successful Leader. And I'm going to do it backwards because, like in business, I reverse engineer stuff. And I guess what's different about doing this podcast this time round compared to the one I did last year is that I'm just going to talk and I'm just going to be authentically me. And there's loads behind that. One, in that we need to freaking trust ourselves better than we do. Two, I want it to be raw. Three, I think that when you're more vulnerable, actually it's a strength. And the purpose of me doing this podcast is to also focus on me improving me getting better at my personal development and becoming a better human, becoming a better, sister, auntie, leader at work, whatever. It's about being better than I was yesterday. And I need to go through probably some highs and lows with that too. Because what I've realized about this highs and lows theory recently is that in life, you can work your way up a ladder. You can, smash your goals, whatever. When you really get into places where it's tough and really, really want to achieve some greatness, the highs are freaking high, but the lows are really low. Mental health, the struggle, pain, everything, they're just extreme. And that's what I want to tap into, whether that's just myself sharing things or guests on, which I'm going to do in the future, whatever. That's a purpose. And actually, people who inspire me are people who are that. They're vulnerable, they're authentic, they are showing up true to themselves. And that's what I want to be. So if that don't float your boat, if that doesn't seem something that you want or that actually appeals to you, or you don't like the fact that I might fucking swear occasionally because sometimes I do have a potty mouth, as my mother says, then, I probably might offend you. And I don't want that because that's not my intention. So I'm just putting it out there right from the start. So let's go for it. Right. So the Journal of a Happy, Successful Leader. So first of all, journal. Well, I freaking love journaling. I don't like diaries, all that, Bridget diary stuff. And I'm like her, but no, I like journaling, note form, things on my mind, noticing what I notice, getting it down, getting my thoughts down, getting down how I feel about shit and seeing it written down, because it feels so different when you write things down. And we always say this in coaching, write it down, see it on a page, tell me how it feels. What is the difference? What do you notice? Getting something out and not in your mind and seeing it on paper and pen is really different. So journaling, I just love. I also have this idea that, I actually take a journal around me everywhere. It's a cute little Hugo Boss A5 journal. And that stemmed from my first one, which someone bought for me, actually. We met at the gym, like I meet a lot of people, and we just got talking about the books we read, etc. And we share a lot of books, and we also share what we learned from those books, and just, it's this great relationship we got. And I say relationships in friends. I'm like, relationship doesn't have to be a male and a female all the time. But I bought him a book, actually, Daily Stoic, which I read every day. I've read it for 4 years, every single day. And you can get it on Amazon. It's amazing. And he bought me a journal, a really sophisticated Hugo Boss journal, because obviously everything he had was kind of Mont Blanc and smart. So yeah, I was that's how I got to it anyway. I take this little A5 book around me everywhere, it goes everywhere, and I write things down in it all the time. And I think that everybody needs to do that in some form every day, in terms of writing a win for the day, something they need to improve on, and just a reflection, so that there is always something great from every day. So that's how journal came about. And then let's reverse engineer. So I'm going to go for leader first. So I picked the title leader because, one, I am a leader. I lead a high performance team. I've led teams since I was 21. And I think sometimes I underestimate what I do. And I think that people around me do in similar roles. And being a leader isn't necessarily, I think it's got an old association to it that we think business person, high up, all that shit. Not necessarily. I think you can be a mum and you're a leader. A leader to me is somebody who inspires others to take action, if you want to just really shortly put it. And again, I use that great question there. What does it mean to you? You know, that's what a leader means to me. Someone that inspires somebody to behaviourally be different, to go and be better themselves, and to come back and see more from that person, to feel empowered by somebody, to feel that their energy from somebody. That's what a leader is. So everybody has the opportunity to be a leader. So that old phrase of "you're born a leader" is bollocks, really, isn't it? Because you can be it too. So that's how leader came about. But I really want to tap into the great words, which is success and happiness. So success, so I kind of use this word less often now because definition, it means that you accomplish an aim or a purpose. But how do we measure success? You know, like I first said in my intro, my dad said to me once when I asked him what's success to you, and he was like, being happy. And that's massively a focus and journey that I'm going on at the moment, to just understand what it means more, but also that it just, everything I'm doing in life at the minute keeps coming back to that success and happiness all the time. So I think that it means something different to us all. But my fear is that we attach success to status, we attach it to money, and we attach it to, like a statement as such, like a position. And actually, it's probably about saying success is really looking at where you are right now and where you want to be, and how you're feeling. And I say be because it's so important. We don't live in the moment enough. We're so worried about stuff that's happened in the past and the thoughts that we have and what's going to happen going forward, apart from just being in a moment. And I think that we need to stop dancing around the fact that things are always rosy, because sometimes they're not. And it's okay to just have shit times. It's okay to have shit days. I used to think that, success would be, subjective concept. So like a pay rise. And once I'd achieved that, if I and when I get that, then I'd be successful. But, we live in a society of people who are chasing pleasure. They're chasing instant gratification. They're chasing money. They're chasing to be their own boss and essentially have it all yesterday. And my notion here is that we can't dance around the fact that it's all pink and fluffy and we'll feel better when we have that. The reality is sometimes we need to face into the uncomfortable and how we're feeling about things and how we're feeling right now about things. And then that kind of moves me on to the part of happiness. So I guess it's all quite ironic because when I refer to happiness, it's often thinks that it's something that we seek, and actually it can be found right now, about living in that moment. And I say it deliberately again because repetition is the mother of all learning, and we have to change the narrative that we have, and I'll probably say that again soon, but we have to rewire our thoughts. And there's this great idea out there that for every negative you have to have 7 positives. And that's profound, isn't it, to think. And we also naturally, and I can't wrap my head around this sometimes, but I can, we instantly think default negative. And everything that we do is often a thought of something that will pull us down. And the only way you can be more mindful of that is to be more aware of the thoughts that you have and then look at changing it. So when I work with clients, sometimes it might be that I'll say, go away and do something as simple as just noticing what your thoughts are, just noticing things and seeing how it feels, what you notice about, the thought that you had and the way that you are off of that, the way that you are behaviourally, the way that you are yourself and with others. Go and just do that part first. But happiness it's about a feeling. It's about being fulfilled, and it's about this idea of contentment and being content with what you have right now. The fact that sometimes I think we expect too much in life, and I think that we've created a world where you can have everything you want. You can go and get a car on finance and be driving or riding, whatever you want to call it, around in this beautiful car, but actually you can't really afford it. We can have what we want, but actually when you have that and that car and the girl that's fit, or loads of money coming in because you've got that salary, it doesn't actually make you feel any different. And I realised this recently when I got a promotion, and I was buzzing, and then after a day I was like, you know what, I'm not going to feel any better tomorrow than I did 2 days ago. It's great, it was a great moment, but it's not changed the way I feel about stuff. And that was kind of like a mic drop moment as such for me, where I was like, you've got to seek happiness in a different way, and just realise that it's now. I can have it. I can have it in the fact that today I got up, went to the gym, went and sat in a spa, and I've come home and I've just chilled, and I'm doing a podcast, and I'm happy. I am happy. And they always say, I think it's Steve Jobs quote, that if you were to, it's going to be like your last 24 hours, essentially your last day on earth, are you going to do what you're about to do? Would you go and do what you're about to do right now? And I always half the time go, and all the time, I do go, yes, I would, because I love what I do work-wise, and I love what I do out of work. Fundamentals are every choice I've made in life has got me to this position. So how can I not feel happy for that? Because that's where I'm at. I've made a choice to be where I am right now. So I'm not sitting here saying that we have to be happy every day or happy all the time, or this is simple, because it's not. And maybe it's so fucked up that we can't work it out for a little bit. We're going to go down different routes and avenues and through different, relationships and be with different people to actually find out what it means. What I'm throwing out there is that we can be happy. We don't have to seek it in other ways. And that's the purpose of this, is to really help people to be happy with what they got. And then it's going to just share things around, being a leader and the skills around that, how you inspire people. What does it mean to have energy and to see that differently in people? What does it mean to want to focus on your development and be better, that 1% marginal gain, better than the day before? What does that mean to you? That's all the things we're going to explore. And sometimes it'll be crap and you won't take many things. And some days you will. But again, like when I do coaching, people again want to take something, from that session, or we've had 12 sessions together, I don't feel I've moved forward. Well, you don't rock up to the gym and have abs within 4 weeks. And sometimes it won't be in that moment, no. You're not going to feel that you've achieved stuff. You might not know. But actually, 4 years down the road from now, the penny will drop. Whereas if you didn't have that coaching, you didn't have this reflection, this moment, this time to listen to this podcast, whatever, read that book, it might be 7 years. So again, just be open-minded, be curious to things, see things in a different way, from a different perspective. And I always say that there's always a learning to be taken from everything. And if I take one nugget from a podcast that I might have listened to for an hour, some people say it was a waste of time. Well, it wasn't a waste of time. You made a decision to listen to that, and you took something that might help you twofold. So just see things differently. Give up the idea that, it's somewhere else, or it's in someone else that's going to bring you happiness. It's not something that you can win. It's not something that you get through a car, wealth, or fame. Stop thinking that you're missing on something. You have it right now. So all of this is about changing narrative. And I think the irony is that if you stop striving to be happy, you will just be happy. And that's quite cute, right? So that's where I am. That's the reason why I picked the title. I'm going to go and explore loads around failing, more around success, more around being happy, more around being a leader. So if you're with me, cool. If you like this, share it, and let's see where it takes us.